Jimmy K here, Metal Voice. Look at this. The Metal Voice shirts are now on sale. Just go to the video description to find out on how you can purchase one. Metal! Welcome to the Metal Voice. Today on the show, the one, the only Mr. Tim Ripper Owens. What's going on, Tim?
I am back. Hey, yeah, same old thing, doing my thing. That's it.
All right, so we have, okay, we're not going to talk about everything you're doing because that would take like forever. So Dave Elfson, KK Downing, Ripper Owens, KK Steel Mill in Wolverhampton in the UK, Sunday, November 3rd. Then we have a Night of Metal in Canada, November 6th. Then we have the Three Tremors, November 15th, the solo albums that will be released, and so on and so on. Tim, let's first talk about the KK Downing gig. Tell me about that.
Ken and I have always talked. I mean, I talked to everybody in Priest, and Rob included, and all of us. And Ken and I talk, and but this one, I had gotten a call from some mutual friends of all of us, of KK's and David's, and he was like, "Listen, I think it's a good idea. David's going there. He's doing this book thing. He's doing his tour, and I'm trying to see if maybe KK want to do it because it's the hometown. And are you interested?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I had to really squeeze it in though because it's I'm obviously going right." They at first they wanted to maybe even do the London show, to be honest, and do like a couple of them there. But I'm like, listen, I got to fly right home because I got to drive to Quebec City and start running shows. So it when they asked me, I was like, absolutely. Listen, I definitely want to do it, and it'll be a fun time, and so I was looking forward to it.
Les Binks, he's involved too, from Stained Glass, Hellbent for Leather. I forgot to mention him. So what is it like? Is it a whole set? Is it a 45-minute set? Is it all Priest, or what are you guys going to do?
Well, we still have to try and rehearse and see what it's going to be.
All right.
The plan is to make it a great set, and a great set of music. It's going to be a great night. You got Blaze coming, which I thought, Ken had mentioned it at first. He goes, maybe we'll see if we can get Blaze. And Blaze is like me. He's always on the road, right?
That's right, like you.
He's always touring. And so I was like, yeah, you'll never be able to get Blaze. And I was like, I'll be damned if Blaze isn't there. So Blaze, and it's going to be a great night, and I think we're going to try to make it a great set of music. And I'll tell you, Les is I played London a few years ago on a solo tour, and Les Binks, I heard, was at the show. And I'm like, man, you got to be kidding me. The big Priest fan I was like, this is fantastic. So when I didn't know he was there, so I said on stage, hey, I heard Les Binks is in the crowd. And he bought his ticket. He wouldn't let anybody put him on the list, which I thought was even funnier. And I was like, if you're out there, come on up and play a song. And he did. He came up, and I forget what we did. Green Metal Ishi, Hellbent for Leather, Running Wild, maybe. We had a pretty good times. But anyways, when getting Les wasn't originally when we first were talking about it. Les wasn't he wasn't on there, and then they said, let's try and get Les. So they did, and made it even better.
Anyways, the Metal Voice will be there. I got my guy in London. He's going to be coming to the gig. Well, not in London, but he'll be getting there. That'll be very cool.
Awesome.
So is it going to be Megadeth and Judas Priest tracks you're going to be playing live, or is it just strictly Judas Priest? The set list.
Well, I'm just going to be doing Judas Priest, which I would do Megadeth. I'll be doing a Megadeth track in your neck of the woods.
Yes.
For the Night of Metal, but heck, I grew up singing those songs, and but I think that's he already does this. David's out doing this running stuff, and so he's already got his guy with him that'll be handling that. Which I guess I would have liked to have done that because that's a little bit easier for me to sing. So
moving forward, everyone's buzzing about this. You got, KK, Les, you. There's some Judas Priest members here. And you got Dave, who's kind of looking for a home in a sense, right? As the Megadeth thing is on pause. I mean, would you ever move forward, like record an album with these guys or tour with these guys, do more dates? I mean, come to Canada, come to Montreal, you know?
Hit the button so I know which way to go. I don't know. I mean, listen, right now, this is it. This is what we're doing. We're doing this one. So everybody's like, man, hit the United States, hit here and there. First of all, it's not going to be a cheap thing to do if you would do it. So I think that's an issue. It would have to be done right. This is just a one-off special show. So everybody around the world know that, because I know everybody keeps saying, hey,
we're fans, right? We're fans. What do you want? Right?
Yeah, so we're no, I get it, but I mean, it's right now that's the only plan. It's hard to do it. I mean, I got so much going on that
I know
it's hard to get it done. You know, to get anything else done. I mean, to me, a great thing for me is I get to tour solo. I could actually just spend my time nonstop touring solo, but doing all these kind of things is what makes it way more enjoyable for me. And this is going to be, doing a tour like this with Ken and with David and Les, if we would want to do it, I think it would be I think it'd be great, and I would love to do it. It's just a matter of, could it work out with everybody's schedules? And I mean, listen, I'm booked up with the Three Tremors and solo touring. I'm booked up pretty solid, and that's not even throwing in a hologram tour if we end up doing another one. So I mean, that's the problem. Of course, I guess something like this would have to have pretty far advance notice, anyways. You would have to book it way in advance.
Oh yeah.
So it could be a year later if anything was ever done again. But right now, the whole thing is, that's what makes this show so exciting, because it's the one-off show. This is it. We're coming together for this special thing, so it makes it pretty cool.
Yeah, no, and you know what? I get it too. There's a logistics involved. There's promoters involved, and I know fans. They go, "Come to my town, come to my town, come to my town." It's just not that simple, right? Schedules, like you said, need to be discussed, and it's just the way it is. But we're fans, and we just, we're hopeful, right? That's what it comes down to.
Well, it is, and the schedules and the costs, because here's the issue that people always have to realize. Flying people all around the country together to do tours, we're not going to be able to make it as cheap as this Birmingham, Wolverhampton show looks to be, because this is like a local band prices. I mean, people are pretty lucky that, heck, there's a meet and greet. I think it's only like 25
Buddy,
pounds.
it's like $25 just for the ticket, like US, I think. It's nothing.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
And the regular concert ticket, I think, is even cheaper than that.
Crazy.
So, meet and greet, or the VIPs are already sold out, but I mean, so, and I think that's what people don't get is when they ask if your band's touring, it's like, listen, to make it, first of all, we don't, like if I did a New Revenge or if I did Spirits of Fire, it's hard. We don't go out and do things for free. We don't go out and after you pay your expenses, you don't go, well, we don't have any money left to get paid. Well, I don't think I'm not going to be able to, I have bills. So I think that's what people got to realize. It's really expensive. Flights and transportation and, all of these things are really expensive. Just ask Sean Peck.
Yeah, good old Sean. Yes. All right, so let's go from KK to the Three Tremors, all right? Sean Peck's, I guess, baby, we'll call it. Good old Sean, of course, with Harry the Tyrant, Conklin, and you. Why did you guys decide to do 3 solo albums from the original album?
Well, I think one of the reasons that probably got him going right away was, when I recorded my version, I recorded all of it. I mean, all the songs. There might be a little section here and there that's not there. That's just because I didn't attack that part for some reason. There's a couple mellow. I was listening back to some of the mixes, and I'm like, why didn't you want me to re-sing that part? I didn't add that part. He goes, no, it makes it different. But we didn't sing just little parts. We didn't sing our own sections. We sang the whole record, which is funny because it made it harder to mix, because then they had to go how are we going to mix this thing? We have to figure out who's singing what and where.
Yep.
But I think that's what Sean heard it and goes, wow, Ripper's version's actually different than my version. That's, I did that on purpose because when he sent me the template to sing, I sang it layered and more like David Wayne, falsetto parts and in lower parts, and I layered it just because I wanted to be different. So I think that's what got his head turning. Sean is always thinking about things like that. He's always thinking about marketing and doing, making this and doing that. And I think right when he heard it, he's like, yeah, this would be cool. And I got to admit, I think it's a brilliant idea. I mean, he's already working. I mean, he didn't have to. He could just go right to the next record. He's already working on it. But, I mean, it's there, and he's releasing it not individually priced, so it's a lot more expensive. It's going to be a 3-disc set that's, I don't think, much more than a regular disc.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what's great about it. It's not like he's going, let me release these 3.
Like the Kiss solo albums to compete with each other. No, it's all as one package, all 3 of them all together.
Yeah, it's all one package, and he could make little EP packages that are individual, but I don't see the point. But still, you got it. I mean, the Kiss thing, I get it. I get what they did. They all made their own records. But that's the band, Three Tremors, we do that all the time. So we put our own records out all the time. We didn't have to do so. I mean, I'm actually working on my own solo record now, but I think it's a great idea, and it's going to be different. And we didn't go back and re-sing things. That's what's even funnier. I kind of wish I would have went back and re-sang a few things, because a couple things I'd like to change or add. And no, this is the same thing. He's just mixing our own versions of it, so it's pretty cool.
So then you're going to have a tour. Okay, wait. The album's going to be released November 15th. This is the Three Tremors solo versions, we'll call it. And then you're going off to Europe, and then you're coming back to the U.S. I know you guys already went to Europe with this. What was the reaction like playing the Three Tremors live? And there was a lot of material that people haven't heard before. What was the overall reaction?
Yeah, it was funny because the album was supposed to be out when we went there originally. It was like, I don't know, was it like October of last year or something like that? And it was supposed to be out, and it just didn't. It didn't happen. But yeah, it was funny. It was actually a really good response. I mean, you're playing something that nobody's ever heard. We had a couple songs in the set that people knew. "Burn in Hell" and "Black" from Jack Panzer, and we had Cage tune in there. So we had things in there that some people would know. But it was a straightforward, Three Tremors set with the whole record. We actually played the whole record, so it was even funnier that we are doing it. But it was a great response, and the tours went over really good like that. And then obviously the American tour was even better because it came out, so the crowds were bigger and even better than the European tour. That was just because no one had heard it. But both tours were really great,
Cool. And okay, so tell me a little bit about your solo record now that you're working on, your guests, and when you expect it to be out.
Well, I just kind of started. I've had Beyond Fear tunes and stuff around that we had written back in the day, and I just decided to start working, but I might use 1 or 2 off of there.
Okay.
But I want it to be a little different. The thing is, I really like how the A New Revenge record came out.
Me too. I think it's my favorite record of yours, as of lately.
I wanted to take that angle a little bit, and maybe make it that in that vein a little bit more, but a little bit heavier. I think probably a little more. Use a little different angle on my vocals, add some of my low, real heavy stuff, and a few more highs. But I just love the angle of that record. So I called Kerry Kelly. This is the great part, is there's going to be no real guests on there. I might don't know who I'm going to have play. I'd probably love to get Simon on the drums. But I called Kerry Kelly, who New Revenge we wrote together. I said, hey, I got this idea. I know we're both swamped, but I'd like to start working on a new solo record to put out. And here's the angle I want to kind of do with it. And I could, my thing is, I can make it heavier because that's the way my voice is. I could do a Beyond Fear heavier record, but I want to save that if I do a Beyond Fear record. I just like this angle, but I did call John Capri from Beyond Fear as well, and I said, John, I want you to write this with me as well, so we have that influence, old school, hardcore influence. And then I have Kerry Kelly, who is with Slash a Snake Pit and Alice Cooper, and he's on the West Coast in Orange County, and he has that influence. I just like all that influence into it to make it a heavy metal hard rock record.
Yeah. Actually, I really enjoyed A New Revenge. It's probably one of my favorite albums of yours in the past few years. There's just something, I don't know, it's maybe because you're trying a different angle, like you said, and that just brings out something different.
It is. I mean, the greatest thing is I sing just like me. That's the best part, but I just sang it with different melodies and here's what funny thing about the record. It was worked on for a long time. Kerry and I worked on that thing forever, and it was recorded a while ago. So it wasn't, and it sat there, and that's why the 3 records came out around the same time, because the label finally put it out. But it was the oldest record I recorded, and then I thought, I wasn't sure what people were going to think, but then when I was playing it for my band in Ireland back when I was doing a solo tour in the UK and Europe, and I was playing them for it, and the guitar, and they're like their band Sandstone is like a Dream Theater type, a little heavier version of that kind of music, and they like heavier stuff. And I said, and I was wondering what they were going to think of that record, and he was like, "Dude, this stuff is awesome." I mean, their response made me feel good about it, because I was thinking that's a little bit mellower, straightforward, commercialized kind of. And I didn't know what they were thinking. Everybody that's come across it that I know always love it. Even the people who love heavier music, like, I love this. I mean, it's freaking great. So I was pretty happy with it.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's all about melody, right? And that's what it's all about. Even if it's heavy or not, it's got to have melody.
And the thing is, that's what's great about putting out the Three Tremors, which I think the next record we're going to probably tame it down. Oh, that was my request. Was tame it down a little bit with us all over the place, because that's what the first record needed. The first record was perfect. It needed to come out and hit people in the face with a power metal stuff that people don't put out. We're not getting 3 singers together to make a mellow record or that commercialized record. This record is going to slam you in the face. The next one will as well, but I think we'll probably bring it back a little bit on all us just attacking it, all 3 of us all the time. But that record, that's what's great about the Three Tremors record. I always say, listen, if I released the Three Tremors, Spirits of Fire, and A New Revenge, all 3 records came out around the same time, yes, but all 3 was different. And if you don't like A New Revenge, you're probably going to like Three Tremors. If you don't like Three Tremors, you're probably going to like A New Revenge.
Yeah.
I use the same type of vocals on all the records, and they are there. But there's just something for everybody, and that's why I like. I mean, I have friends and family that probably would never. I could play them Three Tremors, and they would be like, "Yeah, that's not for me,"
It's not for everybody.
And then they're gonna hear A New Revenge, or vice versa, And that's what's great about putting records. People always like, you need to be in one band or do this or what. I'm a musician. That's what I do for a living. If I was in one band, I'd be. You would never see me, and I'd have a regular job, because I couldn't afford to pay my bills in one band. I do music for a living. I sing on people's CDs. Young kids will ask me to sing on their CDs. I guest on a bazillion CDs a year. I make records. I tour the world, and I get to put records like Three Tremors out there, and it's what I do.
So is Sean writing the new album, or are you guys working on the new Three Tremors album?
Yeah, he is. He's doing it right now, but he's going to start sending parts to us and see if we want to work on that, and add our 2 cents and do things like that.
So you would say another year or two before the next album comes out?
Oh no, Sean doesn't work like that.
Sean cranks them out.
Sean's gonna be cranking them out. I mean, he's not gonna do that.
All right. So what? In a year's time, like another Three Tremors album? Is that what you're saying? About?
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen, I don't.
Okay, I'll ask Sean.
Yeah, he doesn't have that in his mind. He's thinking, man, I'm gonna get this thing out.
Okay.
So he's always working. He's always thinking of these things. So, who knows when he's going to do it? But he'll be cranking. He'll be right. I mean, here's the issue: we got a ton of touring. So that's the one thing. So I think he's trying to get a lot of it written, music-wise, and the ideas now. Because now here's my schedule. I do this local Halloween show thing with Neil Zaza. It's a real big show at the Akron Civic Theater. I'm going to sing a couple songs as a guest on the 19th. Then I'm in the studio recording now nonstop, and then I fly to London. I do that, or Wolverhampton. I do that show.
Yeah.
And then I
Fly
come
to Quebec.
home. I come home and get in a car and drive to Quebec, which is 13 hours. and because I do it this way, because then I just drive across. I drive across Canada there, hit Montreal and then Ottawa City, and then.
Yeah, here, I'll point it out. So you're in your car. You're going to drive on November 6th to Quebec City, right? Meet the guys, Sean Drover, Glenn Drover, and Adrian Robichard. Then you're going to go to Montreal November 7th at the Piranha Bar, like usual. And then November 8th, the Brass Monkey in Ottawa, which is about 2 hours away. Then you're going to drive to November 9th to the Amazing Rock Pile in Toronto. And then you're going to go to Windsor. And then from there south, you'll go back to Ohio. That's how I look at your game
I go
plan.
back to Ohio about 4.5 hours. And later that day, I will get on an airplane and fly to Europe.
Crazy.
And do a European tour. Now listen, this isn't posted yet. Then I come home. We could have added more shows. We quit about December 1st. We could have added more, but I asked if I could not add any more because I have 6 or 7 shows I have to do in Argentina. Jeez. And so it's kind of like nonstop. The rest of the year is kind of crazy. But so if I live, I survive it, I will release a solo record. If I don't survive it.
You know what I see happening? I'll tell you what I see happening. I see your solo album coming out the same time as the Three Tremors album. That's what I see. Just like last time. All the albums coming out at once.
Well, you know what? Sean's going to be working a lot faster than I am. Okay. I do have, Carrie has been sending me music. And I have one title, which was going to, what's funny? I had one song title that like I said, I'd written for the Beyond Fear record, second Beyond Fear record, John Capri and I. And I was going to make that the title of the Beyond Fear CD. It's called Judgment Day.
Okay.
But, it was one song that I thought fit really well with it's kind of a, Sabbathy kind of a song. So I thought it would fit really well with my solo record, and I might even make that the title of it. But so you got an exclusive with that one. But I mean, we had 8 or 9 songs written and started recording the Beyond Fear 2 record. It's just, it's easier to do a solo record at this point than get the Beyond Fear record together.
Right.
Yeah, we'll see. Sean's record will be, the Three Tremors second record will definitely be out before mine. Now, it also depends on this. All my solo records, Sean has his own label. He does his, we put this Three Tremors thing out. Me, I'm so busy, I'm actually going to look for a label. And I know it's a hard thing to do in this day and age, but I'm so busy that I am probably going to look for a label, shop my solo record, and put it out.
Cool.
So that's, so that depends. I'm not going to give it away.
All right, here's the last part. A Night of Metal in Canada. We're just going to quickly talk about this. I know all your fans and Glenn's fans and Sean's fans are all excited about this. just tell everybody. It starts November 6th. It ends in November 10th. You could find the dates on your Facebook site. It's basically you guys getting out on the stage and just jamming out metal tunes. That's what it is, right?
It is. It's the one time I tour that I'm not playing. You know, people's like, well, play Burning Hell or this, that, and the other. Well, those songs I tour solo nonstop. And I know I haven't been there in a while doing it, but I play those songs when I tour. I just got back from South America, and, you know, I'm playing one-on-one at Hell is Home and Burning Hell. But this set is just a fun set. You know, we're going up there. It's a night of metal. I mean, it's exactly what it says when Sean and Glenn came up with that. Said, let's call it Night of Metal. I'm like, you know, it's a perfect name for us because we're just jamming. We're having fun. You know, we'll probably have a beer and get on stage. And but yeah, we've played a few other places, but we always seem to do it through Canada, and it's usually just the 3 shows we do.
Yeah.
But this time, for some reason, the last minute, a couple people added on. They wanted to join in, and so we added on Quebec City and Windsor and
Ottawa.
But it's a good time. Last time we did it, though, it was a giant snowstorm, and I had left Ottawa to go to Toronto, which is only what is it supposed to be, a few-hour drive or something like that. I don't know, 2 to 4 hour drive. It was forever, and people didn't come out that night. And it was really, really, it was a horrendous drive. People in the ditch and everything. And I was driving this car I had, but I got there and there's people saying I can't come out. The weather. And I said, you got to be kidding me! I just drove,
Yep.
From Ottawa to come here, and you guys aren't coming. Come on! But it was horrendous. So this time at least there won't be a snowstorm.
Anything else you'd like to add?
No, that's it. Just be ready for the Three Tremors release and. Keep spreading the word about all the good stuff.
All right, man. That's all it. That's good. All right. We'll see you in Canada, man.
You got it, buddy. Good talking to you. I'll see you in a bit.
Say farewell to the future. Get ready for